Hello everyone. Cheers. Happy Portal Day. Today is the portal, but the day I'm filming this is February 22nd. It's a portal day because it's 222. My tea looks cool. It's looks like a little coral or something. Delicious. I'm having butterfly pea and lemon balm tea. It's blue, very, very blue, and I'm drinking that with intention because filming a kind of different video today than I've done so far. Today I want to have more of like a discussion with you, where today I've been reflecting. I've been it's Sunday, it's my day off. I've started my day with an intention of it's funny because I didn't really meet a lot of my intentions, but my intention was to limit my screen time and have a more like reflective energy in this day, meditative, contemplative, which I have, but I did see some videos that really kind of inspired my contemplation, and I feel like that was divinely guided as well. So I want to talk about that a little bit, and I'm really excited because this is a topic today I want to talk about that I think is very important, and I haven't really heard anyone talking about this yet. And given the topic and what it is, it feels very specifically assigned to me divinely to address this topic and talk about it in the world. So that's why I'm making a video to put on YouTube to discuss. Very excited. I hope you enjoy. We'll see. I kind of get the feeling that if it's really true, this is part of my purpose to talk about this stuff. This video will just be like a catalyst that kind of shoots me off in that direction. And if that's the case, it's probably gonna be a very a video that nobody is really gonna see, because it's really just going to be inspiring me to continue this content. It's just really the instigatory, inspiring first video talking about this. But I have felt called to discuss this kind of thing for a long time. I'm going to start reading my journal because I wrote a lot about what I was inspired to today. And it has to do with Christianity, religion, Catholicism, whatever you want to call it. So I was raised Catholic. I was baptized, made my first communion, and confirmed Catholic. Later on, still before my brain was fully developed, I for a certain sequence of events and reasons, I came away from religion. So funny, I just saw 555 hit when I was talking about that. Just another synchronicity that makes me feel like this is divinely guided. Anyway, so I came away from religion. Whenever I was growing up and growing up in religion, it was really just because it was like, this is what you're supposed to do. It was like put on me. I felt like, almost like a school assignment. Basically, yeah, my curriculum that was given to me by the people whose care I was assigned in, my parents. And so that was when I was like 20, 21, something like that, maybe even 19. I think what I could say is what brought me to that place was just seeing what was happening in the world, and the way I just knew I never wanted to work a stupid, pointless day job, and seeing that I was kind of just being forced into that life because of society and the way everything is set up. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. But if I think about it now, society didn't make sense, but also, society doesn't make, this is from now perspective, I believe society doesn't make sense because, and as you can see what's happening now, it's all being revealed. We are ruled over by Satan worshippers. I knew something was up. I always knew something was wrong. I think a lot of people do, and they just couldn't put their finger on it, So a lot of those things were coming up for me back then, just like seeing how wrong everything was. Though that almost, I feel like, made me still try to fit the mold of what I thought I was supposed to be. Going into the corporate workforce, having a friend group that was like all about partying. I didn't realize that was all like part of this then, but like, yeah, just becoming part of this kind of group of friends that you don't want to like disturb the harmony of, so you kind of just go along with whatever they're doing. So I fell into this kind of partying lifestyle. I never really resonated with like worshiping idols, but if there was anyone I like worshipped, it might have been my friends and my friends' lifestyles. I just wanted to have fun. I guess, I kind of fell into this like hedonistic kind of lifestyle, like pleasure and drinking, partying, just trying to have fun. Really, that wasn't like my aim. Like back then, I feel like I was really focused on like trying to find love, and I thought that was the way. And I shut down my intuition so many times back then. So all throughout my 20s, I lived like this. I never gave much thought to there being a higher purpose for me in my life after, like kind of came into that place of not believing in anything. You could probably call me an atheist. I feel like I was more agnostic because I didn't want to say there was no God or anything. So I guess like in my 30s, I started getting a little more interested in, because, trends in society were, I would say, like pulling me this way, this kind of style, like hippy dippy stuff, like tapestries and dream catchers and all that kind of vibe stuff I was drawn to, which I still am. I do like that style. It's kind of just my vibe. But that's also a certain collective vibe, which you could say is like a gateway drug to spirituality. So very slowly I kind of found my way. I got like more curious about like yoga and alternative treatments, like health treatments, things like that. But it wasn't really until the pandemic and my dark night of the soul, I call it. I mean, a lot of people would call it that. That I wouldn't have even known it was that until I started finding like, and randomly, it was divinely guided. I started coming across videos on YouTube, tarot videos, other kind of spiritual topics, spiritual movies or documentary films, people talking about the chakra system, shadow work. Abraham Hicks was a huge one for me. So that really opened up my world to begin looking inward with myself and trying to hone my intuition and feel into like, well, is there really any truth to this like mystical thing that all these people are talking about? Like, people, I would see things about like mediums and psychics and how they receive messages. And I was like, well, and they would say things like, everybody has these gifts. Everybody has some kind of psychic gift, and you can tap into this. It's just the spirit world. It took me a long time to like try to understand that, but like once I heard that, I really wanted to understand it. And I got really, really curious about that. Hey, Timmy. So, I started delving deeper into that. There are so many things, like, God, I had so much growth. I have had so much growth in that. And I love it. I wouldn't ever change it. I would never take it back. Oh, I've had so many beautiful experiences. And, that was 5 years ago now. It's been 5 years since I've been intensely focused on this inner work with myself and like finding ways to anchor that into my physical reality. And now, this past year, maybe a little longer. I would say, I've been becoming more like Christianity or Catholic curious. I started reading the Bible. I haven't finished reading the Bible. I haven't read the whole thing. No, I've read some of it. I've seen a lot of people talking about stories from the Bible. I know a lot of the stories. I've seen people talking about other spiritual teachings, other ancient wisdom. And for me, I think like the game changer was, like, in my perception, what's helped me a lot was to see those stories as metaphorical. And God, if you can learn to see everything in life as a metaphor, as a symbolic, synchronistic metaphor, wow, that will open up your perception so much. I mean, for me, it's another thing that I've been learning a lot about recently is the Myers-Briggs system, like, or Jungian psychology, personality typing stuff. I'm not learning a lot about it. I mean, that's a huge, deep, dark cave that I've just like dipped into a little bit. But I find that super interesting too, and I want to get so deep into that. But what's funny is that, like, I almost feel like everything I've learned so far can be transferred over to so many other concepts. Like, I can relate almost anything I come across to something I've already learned now, because I look at so many things metaphorically, and I can see the relation of this to that. So, I do want to pull a couple cards today, but you should see Timmy. He's super cute. So, oh, God, it's a lot, isn't it? Like, basically, like, and I was gonna talk about, like, me staying grounded in my understandings of things. It's hard for someone who is like a type like mine, INFJ, to stay grounded in some things when you're taking in so much information and different perspectives. So that is really such an important practice that I need to keep regular on. But so today I've taken in a lot of new information because I actually joined a Discord server which is focused on the personality types, and like they kind of have their own specific system for typing, which I really don't totally understand yet. I'm trying to learn because I find it very interesting. But yeah, and I found a video on that Discord that really kind of inspired me to make this video and reflect on what I thought about that one, because that video was a podcast episode this guy he had 3 other people in his studio, and he was talking about, or it was like a Christian podcast, and they were talking about how like these 3 different people left their kind of life of sin, and 2 of the girls were like they talked about like being involved with witchcraft and blood magic and this stuff, and how now they've found Jesus. And like I love that for them, and I can totally vibe with that. I mean, I'm not someone who would say that I've ever practiced blood magic or anything like that. I've heard about that kind of stuff, and yeah, and I've also heard about like what she said it was called, like womb wisdom. Yeah, I've delved into that a little bit, like learning about that, and some of it resonated. I wouldn't say like I've never done this kind of like like sacrifice offering ritual thing. I wouldn't say like I've ever like resonated with trying something like that, because like what this girl was describing was making offerings and sacrifices to like other beings, like other entities, other I can't remember any of the ones that she said, but basically how I took it to mean was like to false idols, like worshiping false idols, which has never really resonated for me. I like even celebrities, like I've seen celebrities I've liked, like I've been inspired by celebrities, but I was never kind of like fangirl of any celebrities, because I think that's something that just for me I always knew was like, why, like they're just human. There's nothing special, like they're not. That's the thing. That's another thing about INFJs, is that we don't recognize any kind of hierarchy. And I wouldn't like, I also grew up learning that like, there's only one God, there's only one creator. I mean, that makes sense to me. That resonates for me. I've never had this inclination to worship any other being. Even the term worship to me, just, I don't like it. I don't like it. So, anyway, one of their things that they were denouncing, I see Christians a lot denouncing, demonizing, saying that this is like a demonic practice, and yoga is one of them that they say. Yoga, tarot, and Reiki. Yoga to me is like the most benign thing. I mean, I understand. Okay, I understand. The way I see it, and this is really the point that I want to address in this video. Obviously, I practice with tarot cards. That's like what I do on this channel. I think I'm just going to start reading my journal entry, because I wrote a lot about this. Jesus wants you to be your true self, your raw, unfiltered, organic, unique, beautiful self. Everybody has their own unique experience in life and therefore their own unique relationship with Jesus. Validation, tools like tarot, can help in grounding your faith. Those things don't need to be demonized. They can help you find your way to Christ. When and if you are lost or unaware of how to access that frequency directly. And yes, that's right. Christ is a frequency. So a lot of they say New Agers talk about Christ consciousness and the return of Christ. Everybody talks about all the time. I think Christians mostly have the preconceived notion that Jesus himself in the flesh is going to come back and save us all and bring us to heaven altogether. But I've come to understand and believe that the second coming of Christ is not the man Christ, not the man Jesus that we all know as Jesus, coming back. I believe it's a consciousness, a frequency that is coming back for all of humanity to access and anchor on earth. And, that's not really, I don't think that's a wild concept. I've heard a lot of people saying the same thing. And whenever I heard that, yeah, it really resonated for me. Okay, I'm going to keep reading. Christ is a frequency that we can all attune to and reach. Part of tuning into Christ consciousness, Christ frequency, is allowing each other individual to be their own unique expression of Christ's light without judging, condemning, or limiting what they should present as. It's the frequency of seeing humans as they are, with all their faults, and accepting them for who they are, where they're at, in any given moment of weakness or strength. Who is anyone else to say that the expression of my Christ light through tarot or Reiki are not valid or demonic? If I feel guided by my highest power, which I pray to every day, the frequency of truth, the way, the light, then it is my Christ-guided mission to do that until I am otherwise guided. I am protected and guided by Jesus, and only recently and more have I come into awareness that everything about my path is perfect. The reason why I don't feel like there's anyone in physical reality, this is a more personal topic, but I'll read it. No, I'll skip it actually. No, I'll read it. Okay, I'm gonna read it because it is relevant. Okay. The reason why I don't feel like there's anyone in physical reality who is wiser or someone I can learn from as a mentor now is because I am so close to God. I am so divinely in tune with my Creator in spirit, the highest truth. I am. And since I am aware that I must allow other humans to present as they are in their imperfection, I know it is just as true that I must allow my God, the creator and scripter of my life, to lay out my perfect path for me to follow. And there's more, and I got really dramatic in these pages. But that's just me. This is me. This is not wrong for me. I don't even think it's wrong ever. Intention is everything. Loving intention is my religion. We are all so unique. We have different needs, different compositions. One of the major themes I, Kim, navigate through constantly in this life is other humans, challenging my inner knowings. My personal, unique relationship with God, which only I know. My assignment is to understand once and for all that is the realest thing I have access to in this human vessel perspective. My inner knowing is the truth. Jesus teaches us to learn to practice discernment. If we are not wise enough to do this, as many self-proclaimed Christians, we might just dismiss whole groups of people based on what they look like in a snapshot of their eternal spiritual journey and throw the baby out with the bathwater. And that's where I ended for now, before I came over here to film. So, yeah. I hope I didn't sound too defensive in that, but I feel really strongly. I mean, I feel like I was channeling that, like that is my inner truth, and my inner truth is my connection to Source, to God, to the highest creator at the times that I'm a high enough frequency to access that. And that's where intention comes in, loving intention, understanding that we are vibrational beings and that we vibrate at a frequency that we are in at any given moment. Like, we're always moving through reality, and reality is frequency. I know it's very esoteric. That's just what I'm into. I study it. I've learned a lot about it. And I come into like new revelations very often that help me understand. And like this video I watched today had me questioning everything. And like at the end they said, okay, what are your, like, how can you deliver a ministry to the audience? So like this one girl who says she was a blood witch, she said, and it was beautiful, she said, ask Jesus. I don't think she said this. She said she did this. She surrendered fully and she asked Jesus, or she asked God to show her the highest truth, the truth above all truths. And she didn't really talk about like her experience specifically, but it seemed like Jesus came to her, and that's what inspired her to give up all her sinful ways and come to Jesus. And I'm not saying everybody needs to come to Jesus. I just think everybody, it's what Christians believe. This is something I'm still exploring, and I really want to learn more. I am still Christianity curious. I find the Bible fascinating. especially certain parts of the Bible that aren't included in the canon version of the Bible. I'm very curious to learn more about that. So, yeah. You know, I one of the things that I've come to know, come to realize is that, you know, just that this world, the way it is, it's not, you know, the purpose of us being here is to bring heaven on earth. This place isn't heaven. This place is earth. It's imperfect. We're human. And part of being human is understanding we are imperfect and that we, you know, okay, this is what I want to say. We want to strive for perfection, understanding that as humans, we are imperfect. I think that's like the original sin. We are imperfect because we are human. We are in this world at this time. But also understanding that we are not just human, not only human. We're more than that. We are living a human life right now, but we are eternal souls. And I think that's like, you know, that I don't really understand enough, I think, how Christians really talk about that. I want to learn more about that. But I feel like, yeah, dude, that's the 8 of coins. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah, I think I'm just supposed to stop talking and pull some cards. You know what? The way you find God, the way you find Jesus, is by quieting down your mind and coming into presence, into the present moment. That's how God shows up for us, every one of us. Well, saw that for a second, but I wasn't not sure what it was. Nine of Cups. We're almost there. Death. Like, okay, that reminds me of another part of that podcast where they're talking about death of the identity, death of the ego. Ego death. That's the only thing that can bring you. That is a huge catalyst for coming closer to God. And Page of Pentacles. We're learning to live in the world. I'm just going to take this one, not the other ones. Okay, Actually, I kind of did want to take that one, but now it's gone. It was the Knight of Swords, because, like, you know, when we get carried away, let me see if I can get, yeah. Let me see what's in this pile. We get carried away with our thoughts, like Christians can do, I think. I'm only speaking about, like, people who are quick to judge. And sometimes, like Christians, like in that video I saw, like, they're just, like, so quick to demonize. Everybody has their own path. When you're saying something's demonic, like a practice that, like, you know, kind of opens you up spiritually, like yoga, Reiki, or tarot. Sure, like, maybe you can use tarot to connect evil spirits. But that's not my intention. Intention is a huge part of it. So, like, yeah, watching this video, it had me, like, questioning everything about my reality. So, yeah, I went and I did what that girl said. I went and sat in my meditation space, and I asked Jesus, and I did what she said, and I asked for the highest truth to reveal itself to me, because I am a seeker of truth. That's what I want the most. That's an INFJ thing as well. And you know what? I came back. I didn't have, like, a mystical experience in that meditation. I mean, I felt actually pretty comforted. I almost felt like I was getting a hug from Jesus. I felt like he was holding my hands, and, like, holding my head to his chest. It kind of felt like, but I didn't receive any, like, real revelations. What happened was, I came back, I got inspired by some other videos, and then I sat down and journaled, and I wrote, like, what I shared with you guys. Page of Cups, Four of Swords, the Fool. This is this pile that I had. Okay. Nine of Swords and Queen of Swords. I feel like this reading is, like, specifically to me. I mean, also on topic, but, like, I think it's on this topic that I'm addressing right now. It's like, I am here to share this message. Communication, like, look at all the swords. It's a leap of faith for me to come out and say all this stuff out in the world. I mean, no one's following this YouTube channel yet, but you know, I have my newsletter. I probably shared this in the next newsletter, so I mean, it's very long already, 44 minutes. Let's see who even watches it. That's the thing, it's like, oh, I put myself out in so many ways. That's one of these things that I'm trying to feel my way through in this life. Like, I've tried so many ways to live my path. What is my path? And it's like, nothing ever sticks. I always just keep moving on to the next thing. Like, okay, I gotta try something else now. It's exhausting. Whoa. Ah, Six of Cups. Yeah, my whole life. The Empress. Ah. I'm feeling good. I feel like this is like, whoa, the tower! Oh god. God, I know this video is all over the place. But I don't like the look of the spread right now, though. I like what it's telling me. I don't know if you guys can see what it's telling me, but because that's my job, right? To interpret that for you. So now I got the Three of Wands. Yes. Yes, we're pursuing this. I don't know what this Tower is now, but like, you know, I know it feels necessary. Okay. 10 of coins. 5 of coins. Let's get one more column. Nice placemat, bro. It's like the perfect size. Right? Almost. You know, I'm like feeling my way through how I want to read too. So I've seen people like put out a spread, like lay out a spread like before they even turn the camera on. And I noticed that, like, yeah, sometimes it does take me a minute to look and see what we got here and how do we... Oh, yeah. Alright, 2 more cards. Oh. I'll get back here. Six of Cups. I mean, 4. Just kidding. 4 of Cups. Like what I was just talking about. This one. The Hierophant. Oh, I've seen people talking about lately. Burn it all down. We gotta bring it down, dude. Like, this is my work. Yeah, this is the world. The state of the world right now, dude. I mean, there's a lot of cards here, so it's hard to make sense of all of it, but like, I really feel like it's kind of just like what I felt as I pulled them out. See if I can get anything like a channeled message. We're learning to receive miracles. We have no control. We don't make miracles happen. We receive them. We've all heard, like, okay, you can manifest your dream life. I mean, it's a collaboration. This is a collaboration with our personal connection to the highest source and anchoring anchoring that divine vision for our heaven on earth. The systems have to fall. We have to wake up. We have to wake up, even though it's scary what's happening, what we see. We see the wrong. We can't just keep going along with what they're trying to make us believe. Everybody's going to have a different perspective. So many people are scared right now. So many people are having a tower moment. They're having like an ego death right now. People are like, what the fuck is going on? And people like me, some of the people like you, people who are drawn to this content, we're the ones who are anchoring. We have to keep people anchored to the truth. We have to keep people anchored to hope. And we have to keep anchored ourselves. Like today I just said, like, this video had me all questioning everything today, even though I was like, I was like, I thought I knew what the truth was. But if I don't, please show me. And you know what? Jesus showed me that I already knew. That I can have access to the truth in any moment. I don't think like real Christianity, I don't think real devotion is, something, it's not another identity. It's like they were talking about identities in that video. It's not another identity. It's not like you can just go out and say, I'm a Christian and I'm perfect. No. Every moment is different. In some moments you're close to God. In other moments you get lost. But what this is about is staying anchored in faith and understanding that we're not perfect, but we can always strive for perfection. We have to acknowledge our shadow. We have to acknowledge the darkness. We have to see everything that we've done as a species. So that we can forgive it. But we don't forgive it until it's corrected and we learn what's hurting us. So we can stop it. And realize we're all in this together. Like, It's a collaboration. It's a collaboration, spirit and physical. And now I have the star card, but I won't show it because I realized that it's a little naked person and that's not allowed. So, all right. This was very interesting. Yeah, well, let me know what you thought of this. If you like this kind of content, please like the video and leave me a comment with your feedback. Thank you for watching, and I love you. Have a lovely day.